Hi again. I thought I better talk to you about No Magic Pill, being, of course, an article I wrote about. It surprises me that many people who suffer from being overweight or are obese believe that by simply drinking a teaspoon of some liquid which has a whole lot of chemicals, preservatives, and all sorts of things, 3 times a day, a teaspoon will make them lose weight. It will not. Your lifestyle has to change. You have to work that body a little more. Your diet, you will notice, in every single slimming product, they give you a diet. It is the diet that makes you lose the weight. What you put in is what you are going to get out. If you are not going to take time to prepare your food from scratch, you're not going to eat freshly cooked vegetables, you are not going to limit the amount of starch you take in, you are not going to lose that weight. Please don't believe that by simply taking that one tablet or drinking that teaspoon of whatever 3 times a day you're going to lose weight. It doesn't work. Your lifestyle has to change. Likewise, medication to calm the mind or to make you feel more relaxed is not going to work. There's a whole lot of stuff that is in that medication that has side effects that's going to damage your body. You've got to work with the medication. So, I can tell you about medication and tablets that can buff certain parts of the brain because I once had a nervous breakdown and I was put on medication. So, once I stopped the medication, I found that basically the medication was just buffing the symptoms. It wasn't sorting out the depression and the problems that I was having. I had to deal with each problem one at a time. You've got to work. There is no magic pill that just sorts out your depression. You start by exercising because the first thing you do, if you exercise, you give off these feel-good endorphins which uplift you so that you are not so down in the pits. Secondly, when you look at something, you've got to learn to look at it and say to yourself, I have choice. I can either let it drain me, I can make a hell out of the situation, or it is up to me if I want to make a heaven out of it. I can look at it and say, it is not me physically doing that, it is somebody else. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to let their behavior drain me. It's all about choice. It's all about you permanently working on yourself, choosing good feeling thoughts, deciding that you are not going to let what others do affect you. You are not going to take their opinions and you're not going to take their judgment and you're not going to accept it as being yours. You're not a rubbish truck. Don't start taking all the baggage and the garbage that everybody's throwing out and you are carrying it. Of course, if you're going to carry all that garbage that everybody's throwing from all over the place, you are going to feel depressed and you are going to feel down. So you have a choice. You decide, I'm not going to take this. And you work through it and you tell yourself and you reinforce yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy of the best. I can have that. Let me stay alive and enthusiastic and zestful in my dreams and my thoughts so that I can achieve that and that, because every little small thing that we decide we're going to do and we actually do it adds and builds up towards us having self-confidence. Self-confidence is not something we are born with. It's created over a period of time, made up of numerous experiences where we were successful, and we celebrated that. We have to build those experiences. We have to come out of safety mode, greet somebody we don't know, feel good about it, do something to the best of our ability and impress ourselves. Once we impress ourselves, then the world stands up and takes note, and the world realizes, no, that person is gifted in that field. I didn't just get to where I am talking to you right now. It has been a journey. It's been a process. It has taken all sorts of experiences for me to get to where I am with you. I also had to overcome my fear of being on camera. I had to overcome my fear of public speaking. I had to overcome my fear of sharing my experiences with people, because initially my mother would say, oh, what are people going to say? Why are you talking about that? Now everybody's going to know our private life. Our private life is everybody's private life. What I went through is what you are going through, what somebody else is going through. And I share it so that people realize they're not alone on their journey. Lots of us have been in a state of depression. Lots of us have believed that, by taking a tablet, I'm going to feel better. You take a tablet and then another tablet and then you smoke this. and then before you know it, you are injecting that because it just makes you feel good. It's a temporal fix. It's not a permanent fix. There's no permanent fixes. Permanent fixes start up here. They start in the mind. And you build on them and you work on them. And every day it's like building a house. It's one block at a time. Cemented. And when you cement it is when you yourself are sure that that which I did was great. And then another one, and then another one. And before you know it, you've built the house. And likewise, before you know it, you've reached a life which you've always dreamed of. Because it's always one block at a time. One step at a time. There's no magic pill that you take that makes things happen. Stop dreaming about that, honey. How boring life would be if every time you thought of something, it just happened. That's a wonderful thing about dreams, is that they don't just happen, because along the way you can change your mind and you can divert. And can you imagine if it just happened, then you wouldn't want it, you wouldn't appreciate it. But when we work towards whatever it is that we are working towards, and we achieve it, it's like, oh, I've done it. I've reached, I've succeeded. I am so happy. Irrespective of what other people say, it gave you great joy. It was a beautiful journey. You learned a lot along the way. You experienced a lot and you lived. This is what life is about. There's no magic pill that's going to make you skinny, lady. Start working that body. Start exercising. Change your diet. Start working on yourself. Remember, what you put in every aspect of your life is what you're going to get out. You're never ever going to harvest what you haven't put in. You don't put in an effort, you're not going to get a result. Stop bluffing yourself. Some of us have worked on these bodies for 30 years and we continue to work on them for 30, 40 years. That's what it's about. It's about enjoying what we do. As we jog, we enjoy it. If we are depressed, we pick up a book, we read a passage, we analyze it, we think about it, we look at it from different perspectives. And we choose which side of it is going to pick me up. And you choose and you start as the day progresses to feel better and better and better. This is what life is about. It's about creating. The wonderful thing about creation is that in your mind's eye, you can see it even before other people can see it. And don't listen to those people who say it can't be done, honey. They should just get out of the way of the people that are doing it. Because there's nothing that can't be done. Let's look at the Wright brothers. Everybody laughed at them when they started building the aeroplane. Today we fly. It's something we take for granted. You get into a plane in one place and you come out from the plane in another part of the world. Normal. People going into space. It was just a dream in somebody's mind and people laughed about it. It would never happen. It's happened and it's a regular thing. There's all sorts of things that are happening. If we look at it, the mere fact that we are operating computers that are this small, the first computer was so huge you could occupy this whole room. This is how dreams get come into reality and get manifested. It is a matter of staying inspired. Can you imagine if Thomas Edison had given up when he got to 4,000 times and they said, oh, you have failed 4,000, you have failed to get the light bulb to work? He said, no, I found 4,000 ways in which it would not work. Likewise, you in your mind, realize that it doesn't matter how many times you try something, if it doesn't work, try another way, change the formula a little. It's like cooking a dish. If you don't like the taste, you add something else to alter the taste. And life is exactly the same, and your creations should be exactly the same. And the result comes out extraordinary. When you just allow yourself to enjoy the journey and just go with the flow and just learn as you go along, because it comes out extraordinary. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's you're cooking a dish, whether you are painting a car, whether you are doing nails, whatever it may be, enjoy the journey, live the moment. In every aspect of life, whether it is overcoming depression or whether it is overcoming anxiety, live the moment, stay in the moment, experience the moment. That will get you to where you want to go. Don't think for a second that you're just going to buy a ticket for the first time in the lottery and you're going to win all these millions and all your problems will be resolved. Wow, now that is a hell of a dream. It's not going to happen. But if you can start to create money so that you have this regular income, so that it comes bit by bit and you add it up, and then you slowly start to build your empire, eventually you reach that level where you own your house, it's not bonded to the bank. You own your car, you paid cash for it. You travel for cash, you don't owe credit cards. That is the dream. But thinking that somebody's going to come and put a bag full of money and all your problems will be resolved, honey, what a boring life that would be. It's nice to experience the journey. We appreciate things more, especially when it's taken time and we've created it for ourselves. There is no magic pill in anything. Be it to overcome depression, be it to overcome sleepless nights. If you are not sleeping well, there must be something leading to that. Maybe you are drinking too much coffee, you are partaking in too many sugar drinks, you are not working that body enough, you are not active enough. You've got to start living life so that by the time you go to bed, you are mentally and physically exhausted. Then you sleep much better. There's no need for you to be buying sleeping tablets. Yes, now and again it's okay to take one because you really need to totally relax and you feel the need to do that, but you cannot take it every day. Just like you cannot go taking, a simple liquid every morning and believing I'm going to lose weight. If you are still eating the same amount of bread, you are still consuming the same amount of meal, you're still eating the same amount of rice and potatoes, and you are eating all the wrong cakes. We are exactly what we consume. We are what we eat. So this is what it is about. Start to take ownership, start to take responsibility, change your habits. Change the formula. Even in your eating habits, you've got to change the formula. Exercise is only 20% of losing weight. For you to lose weight. The other 80% is what you consume. So we are all exactly what we eat. Let's stop denying it. So from now on, realize there is no magic pill for you to lose weight. There is no magic pill to take you out of depression. There is no magic that's going to happen to get you out of your debts. The reason you are in debt is you have to learn not to buy things when you don't have the money. You've got to learn to become very disciplined in your spending habits. Stop trying to buy things to impress people who mean nothing to you and who will do nothing to help you. I hope I've given you some insight into what life is about, more than anything else, besides there being a magic pill. Because I would like you to start to live your life from the inside out, not from the outside in. Thank you for listening to me. I pray that I have in some way assisted you towards understanding life a little more. And stop enriching the pharmaceutical companies by simply believing and buying all their products, thinking that that magic pill is going to make everything better. It will not. What you put in is what you get out. Start working on yourself, take ownership, start taking responsibility, and enjoy your journey called living. Thank you. Namaste. The light in me acknowledges the light in you. Thank you.